mean, even watching some of those goals was like getting misty-eyed. So we'll see how it goes. I cry at the end of Cool Runnings every time I see it. I cry at the end of Dead Poets Society every time I see it. So it's really just when there's someone in front of a lot of people being acknowledged. So this, we'll see how this goes. What a season. Couldn't really describe it when the silly reporters were asking me about it, and still can't really now, so I didn't bother writing much down to try to encapsulate it. Couldn't be more proud of this group of boys. I love these guys. I'm going to miss them a lot, these seniors. I told them it's weird, I feel like I haven't seen them in forever. It's been a couple weeks, but I truly enjoy going to practice with you guys every single day. And we had a lot of good days. Some days were tough, but you guys always did what I asked of you, and this is our reward for it. It might sound silly to some people, but like looking at this thing, I'm as proud of this as I am of pretty much anything in my life. And someone might say, "Well, it's just high school sports, coach." I'd be like, "Well, screw you." It's important to me. It's like I'm so proud of that. I really am. And one day maybe I'll have a son of my own, and I'll be able to point this trophy and be like, "Son, that thing is what I'm most proud of in my life." Do better. So, I figured a little bit before the Mountain Brook game, the playoff game, that it just hit me at that point, but it was 20 years ago that I started playing in 8th grade for Homewood High School, which seems absurd because that was 2001. And then Coach Overnader and I shared a few years there together, but this program means the world to me. And again, yeah, I know it's just high school sports, but it really is a whole lot more than that. And I'm just trying to do what Coach McBride started to build. I'm just trying to continue that. And that's just give these boys an experience in a program that is going to mean something to them. Because, look, I'm still friends with a lot of guys I played high school with, and I obviously know a lot of players from around the area, Homewood or not, but a lot of guys from other schools. It just doesn't mean that much to them. They enjoy playing, sure, but you graduate, and that's sort of the end of it, and there you go. But like some of my best friends in the world are guys that I won a couple of these things with, and I went to the Legion game last night and ran into this guy, and I mean he's a friend of mine, but we're not great friends or anything. But he's like, "Coach, just wanted to congratulate you again, man. That's so awesome." I think he graduated in '99, and so he was on one of the first teams that really kind of. It's a relatively young program, but he was saying, if I had known when it was, if you had told me, I would have been up there. He said every time he sees one of his teammates, all the way from back then, and they weren't very good back then, but that doesn't matter. He says every time he sees one of those guys, he's like, they just give each other a bear hug, and he says there's this bond to it. So it's something I talked about in the playoff run. I've talked to a lot of parents about, just mentioning it is the brotherhood of Homewood High School soccer, and that might sound silly to some. Hopefully not to anyone in this room, but to an outsider it might, and I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. I think that's what we have here. I'm in a group me with all these alumni from recent years who get together every summer. They've been already chatting this summer. They get together and they play because they want to see each other. They love this sport. They love spending time together. And that's the most important thing to me. It really is that these guys walk away with some lifetime memories, hopefully some good ones. But with friends that they'll have for a long time, and you guys, some of you will grow apart, and that's absolutely fine. But some of you guys will stay close, really close for many years. So that is most important to me. It really is that you guys had an experience, whether you're a senior or whether it was your first year playing or any of that stuff. It's something that you'll cherish, that you'll look back on fondly, because every one of the years I've been involved, I played for 5, I guess. In 8th grade, I didn't get held back. And then 8 years of coaching, that's 13 years. I cherish every bit of it. I really do. So they're particularly good years when you can walk away with one of these. So what better way to end it, right? Can't say enough how proud of you guys I am. One thing I've said to this group a lot is it matters how good you are, of course, but you see it at any level of sport. It doesn't matter what the sport is, what the level it is. It's difficult to win a state championship. It really is. And hopefully we've got some more coming down the pipeline, coming our way. Next year will be tough for you guys returning. But it is so difficult to do, so I'm glad this group was able to achieve it. A lot of people ask me going into the season, how will you guys be? You're losing a lot of seniors, and we were. And I told them, look, I think my opinions changed a little bit, but at the beginning of the season, I might have said, maybe last year's team in raw talent, the cumulative soccer talent, maybe they're a little bit stronger. But I told everyone that asked me, it's like, this team will be so much better because of the bond this group has. There's no egos on this team. There's, I love last year's seniors to death. We didn't have the best leadership from them though. This is a great group of leaders that we have, these 12th graders, and I just knew we were going to do something special, and we had to had to have some bounces go our way. I wasn't going to ever say them by name, but since it was up there, and I loved it, and the throwing the shade and the slideshow, but that Mountain Brook game. You go into PKs, that's a coin flip, and this is great. We're having a great time because we've got this here. We'd be having a great time if it wasn't here, but it's just, again, to say how much these things are on a knife's edge. And so this group deserved to get a couple bounces in those PKs or wherever we needed them, because you're the best team in 6A in my book, and I think everyone got to see that. And so one thing I'll share with you guys, some of y'all might have already heard the little anecdote, but before the final, we were about to board the bus, and I told them, I was like, now y'all come inside real quick. And so I walked them into, we've got the concourse where we've got all these plaques up on the wall where it's got the state champions and it's got the years for all the sports and whatever. And I'd already put a 21 up there. Our plaque, the soccer plaque's red, and I took I colored it in, I colored it red so it looked, I put it up there, and then, oh yeah, he's already got it up there. Yeah, here we go, coach. I'm not saying it's already in the bag, but I wanted you guys, I told them, I was like, I want y'all to see what it looks like, right? That 21 up there, that'll be yours. You're gonna have to put in some work today, and today will be the toughest game you've ever played in, but for every year that passes, you guys are about to graduate, some of you will have a couple years, but I told them, every student that walks through the concourse will see that 21, and that's yours, and so that's what they're playing for. So they've left their mark, they deserve to, and I'm just extraordinarily proud of them for all their work this season. So couldn't have done it without Barry, Candace, thank you guys so much. It's a shocking amount of work that goes on. I really have the easy part. I mean that. And what little I have to help Barry, she makes it easy on me. So I know you guys know you get all her emails, and there's probably a lot of communication that I don't see. But thank you so much. Seriously, you're as important to this trophy as I am. And I mean that. So I guess I've got a few moments I wanted to share from the season, and at no point was I ever negative about the season, but